What's up, guys? Welcome into the Nesson Studios. Michaela Vernava here, joined via Skype by Jose Youngs of MMAfighting.com. Jose, always great to talk with you. We have Zabit Magomedsharipov taking on Boston's own Calvin Kattar in Moscow this weekend. Want to get into that fight and how much you think the size difference between these two guys, obviously Zabit a lot taller than Calvin Kattar, will play into what will happen in this fight.
Well, Zabit's obviously one of the bigger featherweights you'll ever meet. I think he's up there with Yair Rodriguez as some of the more imposing fighters at 145 pounds. I don't think it's going to play that much of a difference. Calvin's pretty normal size, but he's fought in bigger guys. Like Shane Burgos is bigger than him, but not significantly bigger than him. I don't think the size is going to be the biggest difference. I think maybe the accuracy, I should say, of Zabit, along with his long limbs, would be the bigger X factor rather than just the size difference in general.
Well, how about the location? This fight originally was supposed to go down in Boston, Calvin's hometown. It's now in Zabit's home court, Moscow, Russia. How much do you think that will have an effect on the outcome?
I think it would have played a bigger effect when they were just going to be the co-main event. Originally, Junior Dos Santos and Alexander Volkov were going to, the heavyweight fight was going to be the main event, and Calvin Kattar and Zabit were going to be the co-main event. So I think that would have played a factor with Calvin. He went from fighting in his hometown to go on enemy territory in the land that no one really speaks his language. But now, after Junior Dos Santos fell out and Greg Hardy was elevated to fight Volkov, and they elevated Calvin Kattar Zabit to the main event, I think this will kind of light a fire under Calvin, I should say, to really put on performance in enemy territory in the main event.
And how about the implications of what happens in this fight as far as the future in the featherweight division and what will happen for the winner?
I really want the winner to fight Yair Rodriguez, which you and I saw defeat Jeremy Stephens back in Boston. Zabit and Yair have been tied to a fight for a very long time. They were scheduled to fight in Dallas, I believe a little more than a year ago before that fell apart. I think Calvin versus Yair is also a phenomenal fight. You also have the fight between Brian Ortega and the Korean Zombie coming up. So these, and not to mention the champion of the division, Max Holloway, fights Alexander Volkanovski at UFC 245 next month. So this fight has heavy implications given the fact that all of these high-level featherweights are now going to be on the same timeline. So whoever gets a title shot is only going to be a month behind the champion and vice versa. So there's a lot of very important featherweight fights happening, and the winner of this is right there in the mix.
All right, Jose, well, Zabit is the betting favorite in this one. What's your prediction for what will happen?
I would have to say a 5-round fight would definitely favor Calvin. Zabit's looked pretty unbelievable, so does Calvin. Man, it's tough for me. I think it's much closer to 50-50. I think main event, I'll favor Calvin. I know he performs well under pressure. He fought Ricardo Lamas in his hometown. So I'll say Calvin. He hits harder than most featherweights in the world, but that is with not a lot of confidence. This is a 50-50 fight for me.
All right, that means it should be a good show. Jose, thanks for joining us.
Anytime, guys.